someone who, you know, we just really admire his work. And so we were very excited, you know, to have him aboard as a secretary. And as I said, Chris will write for an actor. So the speeches that he's writing for Alec Baldwin, I mean, I think he and we'd read them back and forth together, you know, trying to, you know, I just get so excited about seeing what is Alec going to do with this character. And, you know, he certainly doesn't disappoint. Alec is enormously entertaining in playing this antagonist and a definite threat and pressure down on the IMF and the team. Yeah, I've been to Vienna many times, and like anything you're looking at, it's just beautiful. It's very elegant, and the movie has a romantic quality about it, and has a great sense of adventure and scale. You know, the film is big; it has tremendous scale. This movie, so to be shooting in Vienna, and that sequence, that opera sequence, is a signature sequence in the movie that I can't wait for audiences to see that sequence. I hadn't done any free diving before, and I hadn't held my breath for long periods of time. And I have to say, physically, it was without a doubt the most challenging aspect of the film, because we were doing up to 6.5-minute breath holds. And just I had, you know, with the sequence, you have to overtrain for a sequence. Just, you know, because I was doing, I think the longest that I held my breath during the sequence is over 3 minutes when we were doing it. Because you have to be ready prior to camera roll, all the way we're doing long shots, and there's a lot of motion. So when your body's moving, it's burning the oxygen much faster. And there's a lot of physical stress that the character's going through. So I had to prove to everyone that it was actually safe and spend time with the safety guys and the safety officers to show them, look, this is actually, not only is it safe, it's better that I know how to hold my breath, because I'm going to be very relaxed. You know, no one's going to have to rush in, no one has to panic. So that aspect of it was under control. But physically, it was very grueling. It surprised me, actually. It surprised me the physical toll that it took and how challenging it was. I couldn't wait to shoot Morocco. And that sequence, we spent a lot of time at the track. I feel fortunate because I get to work with these, you know, the best drivers, the best stunt guys, these incredible athletes. And anytime I'm there, I'm constantly trying to learn as much as I can and get better and better at it. So spending the time at the track, I mean, I used to race cars before. I've done a lot of stunt driving before. And I have to say, the way that Wade set the car up and set the motorcycle up and the kind of training that we did, it was able to just take it to a whole new level so that, you know, we could do very extreme things with relative safety. It was extreme. It was high velocity the entire time. And, you know, we loved it. We had a blast. On the morning of, it was when we were going out to do it. You know, I did my warm-up because I got to stretch also because I'm wearing a harness. But I know it's also a performance. I have to act. But then when I got on the side, I was very excited. And the engine started. We were taxiing. And I remember we're at the end of the runway, and I'm hanging onto this thing. He's pushing that throttle forward. And we are hammering down that runway. And I'm like, holy It was... the force of it, that wind, I mean, you see, I'm trying desperately to keep my feet on the side of that, you know, onto the flooring there. And I'm hanging onto the side of that, my grip on the side, and it's freezing cold at this point, even before we're up at altitude. And, you know, you lose about 3 degrees per 1,000 feet. And that feeling, man, the airplane left the ground, and I couldn't hold my feet on the side on that airplane anymore. And suddenly I do feel that force of my body's going up against the side of that fuselage. And we did it, I guess I did it 8 times. And we changed lens. And every time they were like, let's stop it. But I wanted to make sure that we had that shot. And it's pretty exhilarating, actually. He's evolved, Ethan. But I think he is someone who will go with his own instincts of what's true for him. Like, what is right in terms of how he feels about it. And you can see the evolution of, in the beginning where he trusted Phelps implicitly and totally, and the IMF in the first one, and then was really betrayed and thought to be a traitor, essentially. And you just see in each film how he's progressed in terms of understanding people for what they are and trusting them to that extent, but always thinking about others instead of himself. Not necessarily fearless. He's not a superhero. He's very human, but will go to any extent to help others and save his friends and to try to save the world, and using all of his skills to try to do that, even if it's against his superiors. If he believes it's the right thing to do and he's evaluated, he will go to that extent to get it done, and he will be relentless in pursuing that all the way to the end.